Hi, good day. Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe my TikTok PH. Thank you so much.
Hello students, happy learning. So with that, our objectives of the lesson: first, recall the properties, words, and symbols used for inequality. And second, solve word problems involving inequalities. Ito po yung kailangan natin matutunan na skills. It's all about the problem solving. Okay, with that, let's recall the properties, symbols, words for inequality. So, but before that, pag sinabi natin inequality, ito po ay mathematical statement or sentence that shows two expressions are not equal. So, ito po yung symbol natin to represent that two expressions are not equal, and this representation denotes for inequality. Hindi po pantay yung nasa left side tsaka nasa right side. So, with that, what are the symbols and their corresponding definition or meaning? Kapag nakita natin itong symbol na to, read as greater than. We also have this symbol, less than. This symbol defines as greater than or equal to. Next, pwede natin sabihin din na at least. Pag sinabi natin at least, hindi bababa doon sa given number. Yun ay greater than or equal. We also have this symbol, this read as less than or equal to. Or we can use the word at most. Pag sinabi naman natin at most, hindi hihigit doon sa given number or hindi tataas. Yun ay less than or equal. Okay, and also, what are the properties of inequality? So just simply review natin, no? There are four. We have the trichotomy, transitive, addition, and multiplication property of inequality. But among these properties of inequality, saan dyan ang pinakakailangan natin para makapag-solve tayo ng problem solving? We are going to use the addition and at the same time the multiplication. Okay, with that, let's have the solving word problems involving inequalities. So let's have number one. Twice a number increased by 5 is greater than -7. What are the numbers? If we are going to observe the given problem, kailangan magaling kang mag-identify ng mga keyword for the inequality symbol. I-represent kasi natin yung salitang greater than. Ibig sabihin niyan, the word greater than, we are going to use the symbol. This is symbol for greater than. And we are going to let our solution, let x is a number. Yan yung i-represent natin any number or that is the unknown. Okay, and then from the given problem, you're going to equate by simply write the given statement. Twice the sum of a number 5 and 5 is greater than -7. Okay, so kung naalala natin, di ba, nag-translate tayo from verbal to mathematical phrases. So, ganun din ang gagawin natin. Kailangan na-recall natin yan. So, the word twice, 2x yon. Since sum yan, i-add mo yung 2x doon sa sum. Okay, kaya nga 2x plus 5. And the symbol is greater than, we are going to use the symbol, this is inequality greater than -7. And from this, you're going to apply the addition property of inequality. Okay, kaya simply shortcut na natin. Transpose natin yung +5, that will become -5. Kaya ika-copy lang natin dyan, and also yung natira natin sa left side of the inequality, which is 2x. Then you're going to combine. What is -7 minus 5? Kaya that is -12. And copy lang natin yung 2x is greater than. And then, from this, you are going to apply the multiplication property of inequality to remove the numerical coefficient 2. I-multiply natin yan ng reciprocal ni 2, which is 1/2. Or simply, i-shortcut na natin, divide natin both sides by 2 para makancel natin yung 2. And x na lang yan is greater than what is -12 divided by 2. That is -6. Ibig sabihin, ang ating solution set is x is greater than -6. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng value na mas mataas sa -6, yun po yung solution set natin. Okay, to interpret or mas ma-visualize natin, you're going to make a graph using the number line. And since this is greater than, bilugan mo lang yung number -6. And since this is greater than -6, yun yung mga number na mas mataas sa kanya. Kaya nga -5, -4, -3, and so on and so forth. So infinite na po yan, kasama yung positive. So we need to say the notation for this solution set, we have x such that x is greater than -6. Ibig sabihin, we have the solution, x is equal to -5, -4, and so on and so forth. And therefore, how are you going to check? Para makita natin kung true ba yung statement, no? Kopyahin mo lang yung inequality mo, then yung x dito, you are going to substitute any one of the given solution set. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kung gusto mo -5, i-substitute, pwede rin. -4 or kahit ano dyan sa solution set natin para matest natin kung true. Then, what is -5 times 2? That is -10. Copy mo yung 5 is greater than -7. And pag sinimplify mo to, -10 plus 5, that is 5. -5. Okay? Meaning to say, -5 is greater than -7. Okay? Di ba? Kung makapansin natin, mas malapit yung -5 doon sa 0. Kaya nga siya greater po yung ating symbol. Okay? Ibig sabihin yan, since true yan, ibig sabihin any of the value from your solution. Okay? So meaning to say, the numbers are all greater than -6. Yan po yung ating sagot sa problem number 1. Okay? Let's have number 2. John Brandon has a scores of 73, 75, and 79 on the 3 exams. What scores does he need on the last exam to get an average of no less than 80? Okay, take note. Identify the keyword natin. Gumamit siya ng salitang no less than 80. Okay, pag sinabing no less than 80, hindi siya bababa sa 80. Ibig sabihin niyan, you are going to use the symbol less than or equal. Kasi nga, hindi siya bababa sa 80. Kaya nga siya equal or less than siya. So meaning to say, our solution for this is simply let x the scores on the 4th exam. Yan yung makukuha niya nun, unknown. And to find the average score, add the 4 scores and divide it by 4. To earn no less than an average of 80, the average must be greater than or equal to 80. Yan yung binanggit ko kanina. No? Pag sinabi natin no less than 80, ang ibig sabihin niyan greater than or equal to 80. And therefore, from that, you can now restate to make your inequality. So the average of the 4 scores must be greater than or equal to 80. Then translate natin from verbal to mathematical. We have the 73 plus 75 plus 79 plus x over 4. Pag sinabing average, add mo yung 4 at divide mo siya by 4 kasi 4 po yung score natin. And greater than or equal symbol. Then copy natin yung 80. And since we are going to simplify this 73, pag inad natin yung tatlong scores, 73, 75, 79, the sum of this is 227. Copy lang natin yung x and over 4. Okay, also the symbol greater than or equal to 80. And since this is a fraction, all you have to do is kailangan natin i-simplify. How are you going to simplify this? Kailangan matanggal yung denominator. We are going to apply the cross product or cross multiplication. Ibig sabihin niyan, si 4, i-multiply mo dito. Okay? Then what is the product of 4 times 80? That is 320. Okay, dito naman tayo sa kabila. Since this is whole number, automatic meron po siyang denominator na 1. Kaya 1 times this quantity 227 plus x, same pa rin yun. 227 plus x. Copy mo lang din yung symbol mo na greater than or equal symbol. And since this is now nagawa na natin tanggalin yung over 4 or denominator, you can now apply the addition property of inequality by simply i-shortcut na natin, transpose mo yung 227 dun sa right side of inequality. Kaya magre-reverse po siya ng sign. That will become negative 227. I-copy natin yung 320 and also yung x, tsaka yung ating symbol greater than or equal. Then since you can now subtract, what is 320 minus 227? That is x is greater than or equal to 93. Ibig sabihin, ang ating solution set na yun ay is yung x natin is greater than or equal to 93. Lahat ng numbers na mas mataas sa 93 or equal sa 93. Okay. So to make it interpret, you are going to make a graph para makita natin, no, ma-visualize natin. Since this is two conditions, greater than or equal to, you are going to shade. Isi-shade natin yan. Ibig sabihin niyan, included po yung solution set natin, yung 93. Okay? Therefore, you're going to put an arrow going to right. Ibig sabihin, start ka ng 93, 94, infinite na po yan. Okay, then the notation of your solution set would be x such that x is greater than or equal to 93. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng values ng x dyan ay magsimula ka sa 93, 94, infinite na yan. Ibig sabihin, ellipsis, symbols of infinite. And therefore, you're going to check, no? Pag check natin, copy mo lang yung inequality mo, pili ka lang na isa dito, kahit saan naman dyan, no? Let's say, isa-substitute ko yung 93. Pag inad ko lahat yung apat na score at dinivide ko by 4, ang simplified niya is 80. Kaya nga 80 is greater than or equal to 80. Meaning to say, that is true statement. Okay, meaning to say, balikan na natin yung problem or yung question sa problem. Now, what scores does he need to the last exam to get an average? No less than 80. Ibig sabihin, kailangan niya makakuha ng score na hindi bababa sa 93. Kaya nga siya at least 93. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng no less than or okay. And with that, let's have number 3. The length of a rectangle is 6 inches more than the width. The perimeter of a rectangle can be no more than 24 inches. What is the maximum width? Okay, analyze natin. Gumamit siya ng salitang no more than. The word no more than, ibig sabihin hindi tataas. Okay, ibig sabihin, we are going to represent first the solution. Okay, let x the width of a rectangle. And since nabanggit nga dito ay ang length ng rectangle ay 6 inches more. Kung ito yung x natin, mas mataas to ng 6 na inches si length. Kaya nga x plus 6 natin siya. Kaya nga that is your x plus 6 would be your length of a rectangle. And from that, you are going to illustrate the rectangle. Ito yung length, width mo, yung x, yung length mo x plus 6. And use the formula for the perimeter of rectangle. When I say perimeter, distance around the polygon. Yun yung sum niya. Okay? And we are going to use the formula P or perimeter is equal to 2 length plus 2W. And since nasa inequality tayo, papalitan lang natin to ng symbol of inequality using this representation, no more than. Kaya nga, we are going to restate first the problem. The perimeter of rectangle is no more than 24. Since perimeter, i-add natin, kaya re-replace lang natin yung P, kaya 2 length plus 2W. Ito yung expression natin. Is no more than, that is symbol for less than or equal. And copy natin yung 24. Then we can now substitute. Yung length natin, di ba given na siya ito, tsaka yung width, isa-substitute lang natin. Kaya yung length natin dyan, yung x plus 6, yung width natin yung x, and then you can now simplify. Paano natin simplify? You are going to apply the distributive property. Ibig sabihin, multiply natin yung 2 times x, kaya 2x yun. Then 2 times 6, that is 12. And also 2 times x, kaya 2x to. Copy mo lang din yung less than or equal to 24. Then you can now combine or i-add natin yung like terms. 2x plus 2x becomes 4x na yan. Copy natin yung 12. And also copy the less than or equal to 24. Since nagawa na natin i-add yan, you are going to apply the addition property of inequality, meaning to say shortcut na natin, transpose natin yung positive 12 dito sa kabila. Okay? And that will become negative. Magre-reverse siya. Okay? And then, copy lang natin yung ating less than or equal to 24 at yung ating natira, which is 4x. And then you can now subtract. What is 24 minus 12? The difference is 12. And copy lang natin yung 4x is less than or equal to. And since meron siyang numerical coefficient, how are we going to remove that? I-apply natin dyan yung multiplication property of inequality by simply, i-divide na lang natin siya. Shortcut natin, no? By 4. Kaya cancel na dyan yung 4. X na lang ang natira. Kaya what is 12 divided by 4? Kaya that is equal to 3. Ibig sabihin, X is less than or equal to 3. Our solution, yan. To make it interpret, para mas ma-visualize natin, gawa ka ng graph mo using the number line. Since this is two conditions, isi-shade natin yung 3 dyan. Ibig sabihin, kasama po siya sa solution set. Included siya. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng numbers na equal sa 3 or less than. Kaya we have 3, 2, 1, and so on and so forth. Lahat ng negative kasama po siya doon. And the notation of your solution set would be x such that x is less than or equal to 3. And therefore, we can say that 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1 is infinite na yan. Yun yung value ng solution set natin. Okay, and you are going to check para makita natin kung true ang statement. Kopyahin mo lang yung inequality mo, then yung x dyan, i-replace mo siya or sa substitute, kuha ka lang ng isang value dito sa solution set mo. Let's say, papalitan ko siya ng 3. Kung gusto mo 2, pwede rin. Bahala ka. So, simplify natin muna yung nasa parenthesis. 3 plus 6, that is 9. Then, multiply mo yung 9 dun sa 2, kaya that is equal to 18. Then, ito naman, 2 times 3, that is 6. Copy mo yung less than or equal to 24. Pag inad mo to, 18 plus 6, kaya that is 24, is less than or equal to 24. Meaning to say, that is true kasi nga, ang 24 ay equal or less than siya sa 24. So, meaning to say, what is the maximum width? Yun yung tanong sa problem. So we can say the maximum width or yung pinakamataas na ng width ng rectangle mo ay 3 inches. Okay? With that, let's have number 4. A yellow cab taxi charges 89 pesos flat rate in addition to 30 pesos per mile. Jungkook has no more than 509 pesos to spend on a ride. How many miles can John Jungkook travel without exceeding his budget? Ibig sabihin yan, identify muna natin yung keyword. Okay, meron siyang ginamit dito na no more than. When we say no more than, hindi tataas doon sa 509 pesos. Okay, kasi ngayon lang yung budget niya. Ibig sabihin, ilang milya or miles dapat ang kanya matravel para hindi hihigit doon sa kanyang budget na 509. Okay, so first, illustrate natin the solution set. Let x is equal to the number of miles. And we can say that a taxi charges up 89 pesos flat rate. Okay, and in addition to 30 pesos per mile, ibig sabihin idadagdag natin yung 30 pesos per mile doon sa taxi charges na 89 pesos. John Jungkook has no more than 509 pesos to spend on a ride. So meaning to say, from this, you are going to translate from verbal to mathematical phrases. Kaya nga we have to write 89. In addition to, ibig sabihin niyan, that is addition, 30x. Bakit siya 30x? Kasi nga 30 per mile. Since let x is the number of miles, kaya nga siya 30, multiply mo siya, or kaya 30 times x, kaya 30x to. John Jungkook has no more than. The word no more than refers to the symbol less than or equal to 509. Copy mo lang to. Okay, then you can now solve. Since this is constant term, you are going to add on both sides of the inequality by the additive inverse. Kaya nga, shortcut na lang natin to. That will become negative. Transpose natin. Copy lang natin yung less than or equal to 509 tsaka yung natira na 30x. And then you are going to subtract. What is 509 minus 89? That is equal to 420. Copy mo yung 30x dyan. Since meron siyang 30 yung numerical coefficient ni x, you are going to apply the multiplication property of inequality to be able to remove. Or simply, shortcut natin, divide na lang natin siya both sides of the inequality by 30 para makancel yung numerical coefficient. Okay, cancel natin yan. 30x na lang matitira dyan is less than or equal to what is 420 divided by 30? That is equal to 14. Ibig sabihin niyan, yung x is less than or equal to 14. So yan yung solution set natin. To make it interpret, para mas ma-visualize natin, i-graph natin siya. Gawa ka lang ng number line mo, and then since there are two conditions, kasama po yung 14 sa solution set. Kaya nga isi-shade natin yung 14. And then you're going to make a direction. Ibig sabihin yan from 14, pababa siya. Okay? Ibig sabihin lahat ng yun ay kasama po sa solution set natin. Ibig sabihin yan, our notation for this solution set is x such that x is less than or equal to 14. And we have this 14, 13, 12, infinite. Yun yung ellipsis symbol natin. Okay? And therefore, you are going to check. Copy mo lang yung inequality mo. Then, pili ka lang ng isang value mo dito sa solution set para makita natin kung true ba yung statement natin. So, let's say, pipiliin ko dyan ay 13. Okay, para i-substitute ko. Kung gusto mo 14 or 12 or any number sa solution set, pwede. And pag minultiply natin yung 30 times 30, that is 390. Copy natin yung 89, tsaka yung less than or equal to 509. Pag sinimplify natin to, pag inad natin to, 89 tsaka 390, 479 is less than or equal to 509. Di ba nakita natin na true ang statement natin? Ibig sabihin, that is your solution set. We have x is less than or equal to 14. So balikan natin yung problem or sa question. So ibig sabihin niya, how many miles can John Jungkook travel without exceeding? Ilan dapat ang kanyang miles na ma-travel para hindi siya lumagpas doon sa budget niya na 509 pesos kasi nga kulang na yan pag lumagpas. And we can say that John Jungkook has to travel at most 14 miles so as not to exceed his budget. Okay, so with that, I hope you learned something about these word problems involving inequality.